Welcome back to another episode of the RacePlazaMedia podcast. My name is Milan.
Yes, my name is Pia.
And today we're not going to talk about racing at all because there wasn't really a lot of racing, but we're going to talk about racing news.
Yes, lots of different.
Lots of different things,
Yeah.
small things, bigger stories. And we're going to kick off with some news about F1 Academy.
Yes, there's lots of news happening right now with F1 Academy. Of course, there's talks about like who's joining the grid in 2026. It's not fully announced yet, and we won't know the full grid until closer to when the season start
I
next
think
year.
that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. But we got a couple announcements. The first one that I want to kick it off with is the 2026 calendar is officially revealed. So we know now where the women will be heading next year. It'll be another 7 race weekend season, so 14 races in total. There's some reoccurring tracks, and then there's some, of course, newer tracks that will be joining us either for the first time this year or for the first time after a break. So,
And I
yes.
also think, like, looking at it, I do think it's also quite well spaced out.
Yes, I think there's it's a good amount. It's not too long of a break. So I feel like we have like a race almost
Every
like
month.
monthly without like the summer. There's a little bit of a longer break in
Yeah.
there, but I agree. It's nicely paced out. So first of all, we have in March, we have our first race. They're heading to Shanghai
Again.
exactly. Then they're heading back to Jeddah as well in April, like almost immediately a month later. Then towards the end of May or mid-late May, we have them heading back to Canada, Montreal, Canada.
Which that one was really big. I saw a video this week with Susie, and she was like, she was very, she really wanted to make sure to go
Yes.
back to Canada, which Canada is also like a great track, even though it is a street track.
Yeah. And then we have, they're heading now for the first time to Silverstone, which
Yeah.
I think is really, really huge,
Yeah.
just because it's such also a legendary circuit.
Absolutely.
Of course, if you remember this year's F1 race at Silverstone was an incredible rain race where Nico ended up on the podium with his kick Sauber.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, of course, we had some incredible races there over the long history at Silverstone.
Yeah.
Lots of different types of racing also happens on Silverstone. So I'm very happy for them to join the Silverstone legacy. Then they're heading back to Zandvoort again in August.
Which
Then-
this is the last time Zandvoort is on the circuit for now.
Yes.
I think 2026 is the last time.
Yeah, because we had talked about it over the weekend that there won't be.
Well, right now it is the I don't know if they're going to renew the contract,
Yes.
but the contract is running out at the end of 2026.
So we'll see. We will hope they will return, including F1, of
Yeah.
course. Then in October, now they're heading back for the first time since the first season of F1 Academy to COTA, so in Austin. And then they will finish their season again, just as this year, in Vegas. The cool thing, I think, also about the F1 Academy calendars, they're mostly tracks. Of course, we have a couple street tracks on here, but for the most part, we have actual tracks, like I said, which is really nice.
I do think it's good that they have at least one street track on there because it is a little bit more realistic. Because going forward, I think there is going to be the expectation that they will be racing on a street track,
Of course.
whether or not we like street tracks.
Yes.
So it's at least cool that there's one, because this year we also had Singapore, right? Another street track. So they got rid of that one, and then they. But I'm happy that they're in Silverstone and in Austin. That's
Yes.
kind of lit, to be honest.
I agree. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm already looking forward to the F1 Academy season. There's going to be lots of new changes.
Yeah.
Of course, the big news that we've talked about earlier this year, a couple weeks ago, is that we have a new team joining in terms of Lego. Lego will be supporting, and which I didn't know, which I think is really cool.
Their car's completely out of Lego.
No, not quite. But apparently, there will be selling the F1 Academy car Lego version.
That makes perfect sense.
Which, of course, makes a lot of sense. But I love that it is happening.
And
you
then
know?
in 2027, we're getting another car.
With Cadillac.
Yeah. So it's awesome. It's definitely growing.
Yes.
Then there is, I think you have a little bit more news, right?
Yes, exactly. So, of course, we're like we talked about, we're getting some more announcements of who's joining the grid next year or some team changes. The big news that dropped this week was that Alba Larsen will be racing in the Ferrari livery. So Maya Berg, of course, is moving on because she's not allowed to join for another season. So in her stead, Alba Larsen will be racing in the Ferrari livery, because she was in Tommy Hilfiger before this.
I think honestly, it's such a great snatch by
Yes.
the Prema. It's a Prema, right?
I don't know for sure
I
right
thought
now.
that the Ferrari livery isn't a Prema.
Oh, I think you're probably right. Yeah.
What a great snatch, because especially like the last race of the season, Alba has really shown how good she is.
I mean, not
she
just
is
then.
She is 16, right? And she also did really well in the overall drivers' championship. So, and based on what I've known that she will be doing in the off season now, I think she's going to be gathering a lot of experience.
Yeah, which is also, I mean, it also just shows the financial support she has because she's able to do all these things. But she's going to be racing in the F4 UAE championship over the winter break. She will also be competing next year again in the British Formula 4 championship, which she also competed in this year.
Yeah.
With her first best finish was P11.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I think it's great. And I think that's why it's also good that, I mean, I would love to have more F1 Academy races, but with it only being 7 race weekends, it allows the women to potentially compete in some other championships as well. We had several of the women competing in the British Formula 4 or some other of the junior leagues, which I think is really good just for them to get more racing. There's also, on top of the 7 rounds, so 14 races over the year, they also have, I think, 12 days of testing. I think it's 12 or 18 days of testing for the season, just to give them more time in the cars as well.
Which is good.
Yeah, which is great because
a lot of them just come straight from karting. And I think I mentioned this in the last podcast we talked about it, that Max even said, like, forget about karting. Like the difference is so grand between karting and single seater. I think it used to be the way to go because you obviously do right and left, so right hand gas, right foot gas, left foot braking, which is unusual. I think when you start driving, because like obviously you don't do that in a regular car. However, he says now sim is the way to go, if especially if you can afford a good sim setup. Then it is, besides the G forces that you're, it is quite realistic. So so it's awesome that they're getting more time in the car because that's really what they need. Especially a lot of them now. I think we're getting so many young women in the car. The minimum age for F1 Academy is 16, and we have a lot of 16-year-olds on 17-year-olds now on the grid.
And I mean, we had a really successful rookie test earlier this year. In September, we had a rookie test. So we had 2 days of testing for the people who've already been in an F1 Academy car. And then we also had a day for rookies, and we had 18 rookies testing.
That's big.
Which is huge. And I think 3 of them are already have a seat for the 2026 season.
Wow.
We have Ella Stevens, who's going to be in the McLaren, and the second McLaren
they
car,
do a second car now.
which is so exciting. Then we have Lisa Billard.
Yes, she was also a rookie wild card.
She was a wild card this season. Also,
she did really good. I think she scored points, did she?
I think so, yes. And then so she's going to be in I think she's... I don't remember right now off the top of my head, but she's going to be in a car.
And then we have the German in the Aston Martin, Pats.
Yes. But she was a wild card also. So we have...
so it also shows that the wild card program is working.
I mean, we had Nina Gateman or Gademan come from being a wild card, being really successful this season.
To being potentially, if she keeps going like this, a contender for the championship next year.
So I know confirmed now we have Alicia Pomowski and Rafaela Ferrero in the Red Bulls. We have Ella Lloyd and Ella Stevens in McLarens. Then we have Esme Kosterman going to be racing in the Lego car. And then Lisa Billard and Matilda Patz in the Aston Martin.
So Aston has done now too as well?
No, I think it's Aston Martin is Lisa, and then Matilda might be just Prema, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I thought Matilda was in the Aston Martin because I saw her in her gear already.
Or maybe it's that way.
It's reversed.
Maybe it's I flipped it. Yeah, I think it's that. That's the way it is. So we have some people already confirmed. Then based on the rookie testing, I mean, there were, like I said, 18 women competing. Like some of the numbers were incredibly tight because they had about like 40-ish laps. Some had a couple more, some had some less laps. So we'll see.
That must be fun.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really excited to see who's going to be joining next year. I mean, we already talked about it. We have some idea who we think are going to be contenders for next year.
For the title, I mean, I think Palmowski once again is a high chance.
Yes.
I also think Ella Lloyd.
Yes.
And I think also depending on how Alba's development might go, I think she has a good chance to be 100%. Like, hey, have you guys seen this cool move where I win a race?
Yes. And I also think we should consider Emma Felbermeier.
Emma, yes, of course. Emma, yes.
Because she had some really excellent races. She was on the podium. She won a race. She's been disqualified. I mean, she went through all the loops.
She's done it all.
I mean, the same with Alicia Palmowski. She went through the ups and downs this season.
Yeah. So didn't she have a technical DNF in the first race of the season, where she was starting from reverse grid from the front?
Who are you talking about?
Palmowski?
Could be. I don't remember for sure.
I thought that's what happened. And then she had like right at the end, like 2 laps to go or a lap to go, technical difficulty, and then someone else inherited.
But I'm so excited about her too. I mean, there's so many of those women. Yeah. And then the F1 Academy posted an article this week also about just their season in numbers.
Okay.
And we can link the full article in our description box for you two guys to look at as well. But I just want to highlight a couple of different numbers, which I think are really exciting. So the first one is, can you guess off the top of your head how many different drivers stood on the top step of the podium this season? So we had 14 races this week, this year.
14 races. Okay, let me see. Okay, for sure, there's confirmed one. I know Dorian won a race. I know Chloe won several races. I know Maya obviously won several races. I know Alicia won a race. I want to say on the top step winners.
Yeah, top step.
7.
Close.
8?
8.
Fuck! 8 was my initial thought, and I was like, 8 might seem ambitious.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Incredible. Yes.
Yeah, that means it's competitive because we will have to admit that last year it was a lot of Abby.
Yes, which, I mean, we love Abby.
Yeah. And you also have to admit it was a little bit more difficult to have repeat winners this year because you have the reverse grid.
Which is great. I think it's excellent for F1 Academy.
I think in junior categories, it's a great idea. I don't think you need it in F1 because, like, bro, you're in the pinnacle of the sport. Fucking make it to the front.
Yes,
if
exactly.
You're that good,
I agree. But so I thought that was an incredible number. So we have, of course, Dorian. She was the most frequent visitor of the top with 4 wins. Okay. So we have her. Alicia, Ella, Emma, and Alicia, Ella, Emma, and Nina Gademan are the 4 rookies.
Wow,
that were on the top
that's huge.
step. That's incredible.
Okay, yeah, that's
awesome.
So
those 4. Then we have Dorian, Chloe, Maya, and I'm missing.
I will
somebody.
say, I think in the defense of the seasoned drivers, I think all of the rookies won their reverse grid race, which still is an accomplishment because it's
because you have to be able to lead a race.
Yeah.
Often in F1 Academy, you have to be able to restart a race because there's one safety car or another in most of the races. So you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to defend. You won't have slipstream.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to keep your lead without having the advantage of slipstream.
It's also mental.
It's a huge mental thing.
Yeah, because your heart is racing when you're like, oh my God.
And your heart is already racing because you're alive. Then because you're racing. So it's like, it's a whole thing of that.
So that's awesome. That's actually a really great stat that we have 4... relax out there. We have 4 rookies on the podium. That's actually really awesome.
So that was really, really cool.
So half and half. 4 rookies, 4 veterans.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 drivers who have been in, they call it a league of their own, where they won, they have pole position. The 2 top people with the most pole positions, who do you think are those?
I would say Maya and Dorian.
No.
Maya and Chloe?
Yes.
Okay, that's what
that is correct. Then I think those 2 were also the ones who were able to do like the triple header in a way that they had pole, fastest lap, 1, like that kind of.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, also absolutely incredible. Who do you think had the most overtakes in a race and how many were those?
Most overtakes in a race. Is it our F1 Academy champion?
No.
Interesting. Is it a veteran?
It is a veteran.
Is it a veteran that I'm not expecting it to be? Is it Chloe?
No, it's not Chloe. It's not one of the veterans who's on the top as often.
Is it Leah?
No.
Oh, not on the top that often. Okay. So it's not Maya.
She was a little bit unlucky also parts of the season.
Is she Swiss?
No.
Is
No.
she European?
No, I don't think so.
She's not European. Okay.
Wait,
this
no.
cuts a chunk of the field off.
Let me double check, but I don't think she
let
is.
me think.
Well, she's mixed technically, but I think she races under the Brazilian flag mostly.
And she's not, but it can't be Rafaela.
No, so she's American, Belgian, Brazilian.
Oh,
but
wow.
I think she races under the Brazilian flag in F1 Academy. It's Aurelia Nobles.
I was gonna say Aurelia, but
Yeah.
I was like, I thought for whatever reason she was French.
No.
But I think it's because of the Tommy Hilfiger.
Well, she was in Puma.
Oh yes, of course. Who was in the Tommy Hilfiger?
Alba.
Alba.
Yes.
Stupid idiot. I am sorry, guys.
So she went on.
The girl that is owed everything. Yes.
So in Vegas, Aurelia went from P16 to P4.
Wow.
Incredible.
That's huge. 12
Yes.
positions.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she was
respect.
eventually she was then promoted to her maiden podium because Alicia was then disqualified.
Yeah, I will say though, probably one of the most unlucky drivers on the grid. Very unfortunate that I think for her the big problem was just that she always qualified in the middle, and then you just get caught up with.
Yeah, it's
in
so
the sauce.
tricky. Yes,
you just get caught up in the sauce, dude.
So who do you think are the two racers who completed all 200 possible laps of F1 Academy?
So Dorian.
Dorian and
Dorian and someone else.
yes.
Okay, is it a veteran?
No.
Ella. No, Ella.
No, not Ella.
Can't be Emma.
This
Emma Felbermeyer?
Yeah.
Emma, you mad lad. Was
Yes. Although she had spun out and she finished a little bit further in the back.
Okay, because
but
I remember she had
finished.
incidents. I knew for sure Dorian, because that was also the big thing, that she was misconsistency.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that's how she ended up also
Yeah.
winning the championship. So I knew that for a fact, but I'm happy it's Emma. Wow,
Yes.
that's a great stat for a rookie too.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have a single DNF. That's huge.
That's huge. And then so what I was saying earlier, so the Grand Slam was accomplished by Maya and Chloe, which is pole, victory, fastest lap, and led every lap of the race.
Okay,
so those are the four things for a Grand Slam.
That is awesome.
And the great thing is also that they both did it at home.
So Chloe did it in the US?
She did it in Vegas, yes. And then Maya did it in Zandvoort.
That's awesome.
That is so
That
cool.
is cool.
Like, what an incredible accomplishment.
That is, to especially do it at a home crowd.
Yeah.
I think it is even crazier for Chloe to do it, because it's not a track that you get to practice on in real life.
Yeah.
Whereas Maya probably has raced on Zandvoort before. And so that's awesome. That's really, really big.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think those are like all the ones that I want to talk about. But I thought these were some really cool facts.
Stats, yeah.
I mean, there's some additional numbers also in terms of like qualifying and things like that. But I thought these were kind of the most fun ones that I also wanted to have you guess a little bit.
Yeah, that was cool. That was fun.
But I think this just puts also into it paints the big picture of how exciting F1 Academy was this season.
Absolutely.
You know, it was an incredible season. It was very competitive. I mean, like we've been saying, Vegas was like a heartbreak and also like excitement.
Triumph.
Yeah, it was just because the championship also with F1 Academy, just like F1, it was battled out until the last race of the season.
Yeah.
You know, so
into the last weekend, at some point, we had actually 3 people competing for the championship. Then Chloe kind of fell off.
yes.
And so, yeah, it's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a really fantastic season. I think it was definitely a step up from the previous season.
Yes.
Even though we're both big Abby Pulling fans.
100%, yes.
Listen, we're
But it
Team
was just-
Abby, but it's just different because it was more competitive in a way
Yes.
where we didn't have someone completely dominate. And it's always like a season where someone is not completely dominating, where we have 8 different
Yeah.
winners. It is just, as a viewer, more exciting.
Yeah, and like we talked about, the reverse grid for F1 Academy just makes so much fun, and it makes
Yeah.
sense for
Yeah.
the junior league, and it just gives them so much more experience.
Yeah.
You know, or different types of experience. So I'm so thrilled. I
Yeah.
can't wait for March when we have our first race back
Yeah.
into F1 Academy. But that's pretty much all the the things that I wanted to talk about for F1 Academy. I'm sure we'll talk about it again before the season starts. We'll talk through the grid, talk through our season, our expectations for the season.
Yeah.
We could even consider if we want to make a bingo board just for F1 Academy.
Because
also,
we already said we're going to do one for F1, so I think it's a fair thing to do.
Yes, I think
we're going to watch all the races anyways.
Yeah, I think maybe we should do one for F1 Academy, F1, and maybe MotoGP.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because those are the 3 things that we watch.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we want to watch some additional
World
things.
WCR too.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But you didn't watch it as much as I did this year.
Yeah.
But still, I think those 3 bingo boards will be good.
Yeah.
And
I think
that's enough.
I was thinking, World WCR, so the Women Motorcycle League, but I'm not sure how much of a bingo board I could create at this moment in time. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I'm so excited for next season. If you guys watch this season, let us know your thoughts on it.
Absolutely.
If you're looking forward or what you're looking forward to for next season. And then now we're going to move on to some other types of racing and motorsport news that you prepared for us.
Correct. So